Oh no, it's got another one, isn't it? Yeah. Is everyone leaving?
No, it looks like we're actually going ahead with this one.
Well, as long as everyone just sort of tries, but there's just not space for 10 boats, 9 boats on that start line. Well, this will be interesting. Hopefully, Gentleman Racing will hold out, but it's not the Pacific Rim. But everyone here is a gentleman sailor, generally, I would have said. So we'll see how it goes. Although Miracle, by the way, he was sailing on Sunday morning in the Pacific Rim, he wasn't so gentlemanly, but I don't think any of it was deliberate. Demoose, you're very early there. And in fact, Stipper Coach has already pushed his luck and is over the line. I know, of course, he's going for a port start, it looks like. Yeah, I can see. I can see a few boats. Havuka's got a penalty there. Miracle took the pin, and he's actually got it. He's nailed it quite well. And both the Mug and Renasido have dropped into his dirt there. They've tacked. Right, everyone's tacked. Everyone's seen this. Which way is it going? I mean, there's left coming down the middle. It looks like the whole going to shift left. Most of the boats are onto port now. A couple of them are tacked away underneath there. Bradley Adam from the USA representing, and he's not got himself off to such a good start here. Neither has Cavan or the Mug. Renasido's back there in sixth, up in first. MTS Tangi doing very well. Got himself the best of that shift, but he's neck and neck with Stipper Coach here. Two of them are going to be fighting it out now. I think that Tangi's going to start falling into Stipper Coach's dirt here. Yeah, they're not going to be able to stay like this for long. This is a stalemate. This can't stay like this for too long. Stipper Coach is struggling here, or is it Tangi? No, it's Tangi is struggling. He's wobbling around a bit. Yeah, here he goes. Eventually, he was going to have to tack, and away he goes. So, Stipper Coach stands on towards the right-hand ley line, and I think he's going to be looking. Well, no, actually, he's going to go out of phase when he tacks back. At the moment, there's a left shift up on the right here, and that's kind of carrying Stipper Coach up right, and he's looking famous. But I don't think he's going to look so good now when he tacks back. But we'll see, won't we? Let's jump up into the helicopter here and see how the boats are looking as it pans out across here. Yeah, Tangi's looking very good. Miracle's in a good position as well. He's having himself a good first beat here. No real separation. It's pretty even. Except Cavan's right at the back there and is about to get... No, doesn't get tacked on. He gets the... I think it was Bradley, was it? Oh, dear. Bradley tried to duck you there, didn't he, and got it wrong and give himself a penalty. That's a shame. Sorry to see Bradley. I'm sure he's going to get himself back in the race there. And in the meantime, though, Miracle's right up on the left-hand ley line and has got himself into phase here, and I think he's got himself a fairly safe place around the first mark. And Tangi's done well as well. He's got himself into second. He's going to get onto ley pretty safely here, as I said. But it's great to see that Demoose, he's not going to get inside Stipper Coach, but Demoose is going to get himself onto ley here with a nice lane, and he's going to be right in contention. Here it comes though. Miracle coming in here has to slot in behind Tangi, who's first around the top mark in this first J70 race here in the VRISC Club Racing on a Monday night. What a nice little fleet we've got. Quality over quantity will hold out once again, I'm sure, as Tangi gets his kite up, charges away there with a nice early set. Miracle's got his kite up early, but he's not really done quite so well. He had to luff up a little bit. His Stipper Coach got his nose in between him and Mark, and that didn't work quite so well for him. So those guys are bunched quite up now, and it looks like Tangi's going to stretch away. So a bit more of a battle between Miracle, Stipper Coach, Demoose, right in the mix here. Going to be interesting to see what sort of tactics the guys play with as it comes in. Demoose, you're just going to terrorise here, aren't you? I'm expecting you to just slash and kill. Please, mate.
Well, I've already got an angry face from Stipper Coach. I didn't think he enjoyed me veering up a little bit. But I was
right, is it?
Behind me.
Right, yeah, okay,
but anyway,
cool.
Get the guys off my back a bit here.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you stand on, just looking for clear air there. Demoose has done the sensible thing there. Rather than focusing on attack, he's just focused on getting clear air. Because you cannot focus on attack until you've got clear air. It's just one of those rules of VRI that if you try and get busy with the boat in front of you, and you've got a boat behind you getting busy with you, it just doesn't work. And at the moment, Tangi's got himself... I wouldn't say he's pulling away, like, you know, he's got himself a lead, but it's nothing too substantial yet. We've seen bigger leads closed in recent races, but at the moment, it's Miracle and Stipper Coach are right neck and neck, and it looks like they're going to split marks here. Demoose is coming in on a flyer, in fact, and is right up Miracle's chuff. He's got to be very careful here as he sails right into the back of Miracle. We'll leave him to rue his decision not to come in with a little bit. I've lost count of the amount of times that I've done that this season, mate. I tell you, that's why my voice went up as I saw what was coming, because there's a nice little threading of the needle you did there. That was nice as you were coming through there. Stipper Coach up on the left there, keeping his nose clean, staying out of trouble, doing really well. And Tangi's opening up a bit of a lead, or is he? In fact, let's jump up into 2D here, as everyone keeps telling me 2D is the way to really see what's going on. And yeah, you know, I like the look of this because there's big right shift coming down. You can see that ley line coming across the course like a windscreen wiper there. And the guys tack into it. Look at this. They're just lifting all the way up to the top mark. And in fact, looking at this now, Slipper Coach has actually been left a little bit behind there, and he's not got in front of Havuk, who's come out of nowhere and actually got himself up into third place. We've not seen him so far this race, and now here is Havuk, the Turkish champion, legend in the VRI scene. He's practically part of the furniture. No, he is part of the furniture. He's an absolute legend in the VRA scene, in the world, and it's great to see him throwing down here and getting in the mix. But Tangi's staying safe out in first. Miracle got himself a little bit of separation now, but I wouldn't like to say what's going to happen with Havuk when he tacks back here, although Havuk has got himself into some fisticuffs with Slipper Coach here. The guys are close. It's neck and neck. We're going to have to see how this works out, because I think that Slipper Coach is not going to like this. He's going to feel like Havuk's kind of pinning him down and holding him out here. How far would he go? And goes to just to the ley line. That's perfectly reasonable behaviour by Havuk in my book. Havuk in my book, yes. Nice behaviour there. And as we see, Tangi's coming around the top mark here now. Miracle's in second. Havuk's just read the shifts really nicely there. He's stayed out of trouble. He's sailed through the fleet. He's got himself into third place. Slipper Coach isn't going to like that. And in fact, Demoose and Slipper Coach are going to get busy here. Is Demoose? Not quite. Slipper Coach just got in the gap there. That was close. Oh, wow. So
I gave him the gap.
you gave it to him, didn't you? I saw that. I mean, I did see that. I thought, and I know what a gentleman you are. I didn't think you'd be looking to pen him there at all. It's not at all. So, well done. Thanks.
But the gloves are off now.
They are, and now we thoroughly expect. The knives are out. They're sharp. They're flashing. Have you borrowed Sean Bond's katana for this, Demoose?
No, I haven't.
You missed opportunity. I mean, Sean Bond's not here. Someone should have his katana. It works for him in the Pacific Rim, doesn't it? He flashes that thing around. Everyone gets out of his way. So that's how he keeps winning races down there.
Rooster.
You got your rooster, yeah, but people aren't too impressed by your cock. I've got to tell you this. Got to tell you, mate. It's I'm not going to lie to you, mate. That doesn't seem to strike fear into your opponents. But if you like it, then that's good for you. All right, well, you still haven't really made an impression on Slipper Coach here. I think you can, though. You will. You've got space to. You got jibe on him, mate. you got to be quicker than that. You had perfect opportunity there, and now you're going to miss this again. Go before him. That's it. You went. Yeah. All right, little double jibe. Oh, no, you've got grief from Renicido. Little double. That's it. Yeah, but you're not. It's too late. You missed your opportunity. Are you going to take? Hey, all right, there we go. All right, it's a good opening J70 race.
You couldn't even get 50% on that.
Kavan, what happened, mate? Where were you? Where did it?
I got spun out the back at the start with 4 or 5 boats.
Right.
Starting on board of the committee boat, and it was the back from there. It's a tough grip to get back in once you've gone back. But he was kind of the same. He had to tack out underneath me as well at the start.
Yeah.
And we were both just trying to get moving at the back.
I think it speaks for the quality of the fleet that players of your caliber, like you and Bradley, just got one little mistake at the start there. Not even a mistake, just a start line madness with these toothpick starts, and there's just no opportunity to get back in. It's tough fleet, isn't it? It's tough, but that's what we're racing with. That's why it's like really you don't really need these 20 boat fleets to have a good regatta. 10 boats is fine. As long as you've got 10 good sailors, 5 good sailors is fine. It's more about quality than quantity. And we have got no shortage of quality here this evening. And that race was testament to that, I feel. Now, okay then, so we're going to get busy not that busy in the start. Fasten your seatbelts in case you fall asleep and fall off your chair. Hello.
Bobby?
Yes, mate.
Do you mind if I hang up and you call me? I want to see if the sound will change because it feels like you guys on another planet.
All right, yeah, we can try that. We got a moment here.
All right.
We got a moment here. Let's do some technical business. What we're going to have to jump back over into Discord. Yeah, you've hung up. Okay, cool. And now how do I then call you now from here? Yeah, and then I want to call Demoose. How do I? Demoose, you there? Yeah.
Hi, I'm back.
You're back.
No, it's the same, but
I can't work out how to actually.
To what you guys are saying.
I can't work out how to call unless I call. Try. Let me try. Hang up again and let me try call.
I'll do my best.
Well, no, just try one more thing quickly because we haven't even got start sequences. So just hang up again.
Okay.
Okay, go try now.
Let me hang up first.
And how about now?
Hello.
How about now?
Much better.
Right, and now have I still got Cavan? No, now I've lost Cavan. Right, let's just see if we can invite Cavan. Yeah, let's invite Cavan.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Yeah. Okay. Kavan, can you hear me? Are you there? Kavan? Hello?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, you're there. Okay. And Demus, you're here as well?
I'm here.
Okay. And everybody sounds all right to everyone else?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. All right then. So let's have a look. So where have we got the course set here? We're in Barbados, aren't we? That's where it seems to be blowing. Let's jump into the helicopter now. Unfortunately, the sad news is that always with these sorts of things, as things grow and things evolve, Shirley's actually signed a contract now for the Pacific Rim, and she's only going to be appearing at the Pacific Rim. So if you want to catch up with Shirley Hart-Robertson, that's you're going to have to get up, or you're going to have to watch the archive streams. But basically, yes. So I'm afraid she's not going to be in the helicopter tonight.
So that means I've got to wait a whole week for her.
Yeah, but I think you'll appreciate it more.
What I'm going to do.
You know what, mate? Sometimes it's better to have to go without something for a while. You appreciate it more than when you get it afterwards. It's like you never really appreciate something until you haven't got it. I think so. Like we all found out a lot when COVID happened, didn't it? We suddenly discovered that things that we'd all been taking for granted for a long time suddenly weren't there anymore, and it was a bit of a shock, I'm sure, for many of us. But
that's so true.
Yeah.
By the way, what's Bradley been doing lately? I haven't seen him as often as I've used to.
Oh, I've just been disconnected. Can you still hear me? All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. The game is just I've just been kicked out of the game just as it gets started. Sorry, it's just the app glitching. Should be fine. I'm sure I should be able to find it again. Yeah, it's okay. We've still got 30 seconds as well. It's been glitching out, doing this thing where I suddenly appear in the menu. 20 seconds. Okay, let's focus on the race then and see. Banging right shift coming all the way down the course. Win the boat, win the race. Simple as that. Who's underneath there? I can see there's a cluster of boats, and Demus is one of them. Mate, you just got to get out. Go now. Accelerate. You've got a space there. You've got a lane. Go on. Just bang. Were you over? You're over. Oh. Oh, that was so close. That was your race if you'd got that. Yes, you went for it, mate. You went for it. If you're never over, then you're not pushing hard enough, are you? That's what I reckon. So, in the meantime, Havuk is away. He's the e-sailing Turkish legend. Got himself into first place here. He's heading up to the right, but I think it's a tentative first because he's got Bradley Adam right underneath him, and he's got the Mug right underneath him, and he's not going to cross either of them. So, really, at the moment, I actually quite like even the look of Stipper Coach or even Renecido all the way back here. Look at how this banging right shift. I mean, it's kind of evening out a bit now. Yeah, well, let's jump into 2D here. No, you know what? I like the look of the Mug. Aidan Gordon from New Zealand, who was on my stream with me this morning, and we were watching the New Zealand club racing, and we'll be back on again on Wednesday morning. He's having a good racing start here this morning. He's a laser sailor in the real world, and those slow boat skills are coming through and showing here because he's read the shifts perfectly on this first race here, and he's looking in a really nice position. Let's jump into the helicopter, swing around here. The whole fleet are kind of clustered up on the left-hand lay line now. Everyone's looking at a lane into the top mark now, and it's going to be interesting to see how things work out as they close on each other. Havuk, I'm not sure I like the position that he's in here. It's going to get tight here, and in fact, already look at this. It's neck and neck business between the Mug and Bradley Adam. There's nothing to choose between them, but so far, it's great to see that the boats are all staying clear. I don't think I've seen really hardly a penalty yet, but I might be about to see the first here as, the Mug was just never going to get across there, and Miracle really just closed the door and said, sorry, mate, you're not coming through there. He should have just gone, tried to sail shortest course, taken the penalty, and he'd be halfway to the other mark by now instead, but okay. So in the meantime, it is Havuk, as I would expect, coming around in first place there. It's great to see that he is still consistently showing that he can boss these races. But Bradley Adam, who had a fantastic showing in the e-sailing World Series last week, in fact ending up in the top 5. I think he got a bullet in the final medal race. I can't remember where he ended up overall. I think he was second or third. It was just an absolutely stunning performance from him. He really showed that he can compete with the best, and when he's given an opportunity like that in a fleet like that, he can absolutely get in the mix and throw down. And to finish top 5 at all, just to be in that boat, that final mix there, was an astonishing achievement. I mean, the other boats were Greek 9, Farley, Roxy Joni and Azia. So, I mean, kind of a who's who.
It's incredible how, everybody makes mistakes and has bad races, but the top guys are just consistent.
That's
consistently, even if you have a bad day,
yep.
You're going to get the results.
That's it, exactly.
So, take me, for example, I'm consistent at false starts and penalties, and it wouldn't be the Moose if it wasn't like that.
Yeah, but your sailing is evolving at the moment, isn't it? Because you've started to see the light with this shift reading thing.
It's
got through to you, hasn't it?
Learning and taking notes from the guys, Dan Law. I've read his notes that he published about a week or so ago about sailing and VRI just general. know what to watch out for. So great tips, and time on the water, I suppose it helps. But it's still very difficult without wind socks and other helpers. So I have to earn those through the training races.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are other options. There's this thing that you can do where you kind of go and you buy these coins, and then you just pay for stuff. It's like, I know it kind of goes against certain like certain beliefs,
with
but
the South African rand exchange rate.
you're an architect, mate. Come on, you can. I'm poor, I'm on like government benefits, and I managed to spend a little bit of my money on the helps. I think if you
What's the use of being an architect if you have a country that's broken? It's a bit difficult.
Yes.
To have an economy on its knees.
Yeah.
Still build.
Yeah. Yes. Not much that Bobby can say to that, is there? I think we'll move on and say that Bradley Adam showing Etchells champion. So Bradley is like world champion. He's a bit of a boss in the Etchells, which I personally tend to think of as a bit of a sort of old bloke's boat, and he's really outsailed Havok on that upbeat. I mean, they came down into that bottom gate neck and neck there, and Bradley really has just got the better of Havok on that, and it's great to see because I've heard all about his exploits in the real world. He's head sailing coach at Maryland Sailing School. I think that's the name of it, and a very competent sailor in the world. Very competent sailor is probably about as big as an understatement as I could make. He won the Etchells World Championships. I don't know what he was doing on the boat. I don't know what his position was, if he was helm or what, but nevertheless, it's a 3-man crew. It's an extremely competitive fleet. It's an astonishing achievement for someone of his age, really, because he's only 26. So, he's a very talented sailor in the real world, and we keep seeing talented real world sailors rising to the top. I mean, Joan Cardona, Sail GP sailor, real world sailor. Farley, laser radial UK national champion twice, second in the Europeans. I mean, for his age and his kind of sort of class of boat that he could be sailing, he couldn't have done much else in the real world.
That's just incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And he's current number 1. And Cavan, you sail in the real world as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a thoroughly average laser sailor.
I bet you're not fairly average. I bet you're being incredibly humble there. I bet you're pretty. I bet you just lack time on the water more than anything, don't you?
I'm just putting the time in so I can give Farley a run for his money.
That's it, mate. Yeah. Will you guys be racing each other on the real water as well this year then?
No, I'm a far superior age to Farley.
Okay. You're saying real lasers. Of course you are. Yeah, he's stepping up rig though, isn't he? Soon. I think he said he's coming.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be unheard of for the two of us to be in the same event at some point.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one for sure. It's going to be great, because like so many of the community members came together during lockdown when who are real world sailors, but came together at points in their lives when they weren't sailing in the real world, and now we're all kind of sort of going back out into the real world and sailing again. It's going to be really interesting to see how the community evolves with that as well. I think we're in a really interesting time of growth for the community and the sport in general, and that was a really good race for a star race. I enjoyed that. Normally star races are boring. I've become more of a fan of it lately, I have to say. That was a good one.
The star race is a complete race, downwind.
It is, it's true, it's a good boat.
Up, you've got you've got 2 chances downwind to get back, and it's quite a forgiving race, because it's much slower.
Indeed, I am just looking for the getting the Sail Ranks page up here now, so we can have a quick lowdown. And after 2 races, I can tell you that Can Meslunka is in first place with a third and a second on 5 points, tied in first with Miracle, who's also on 5 points with a second and third. Event organiser, Ukrainian national e-sailing champion, having a good night so far. Tangi, MCES Tangi is in third place from France, and Bradley Adam representing the United States is in 4th. Tipper Coach in 5th. Aidan Gordon back in 6th. The Moose, Cavan in 8th. A 7th and a 7th. You just, is it me? Do you want to drop out for a couple of races, get a couple of bullets, and join us later in the call?
Did you not see my start in the last one?
No.
I thought the game had disconnected me, and I was just spinning in circles next to the committee boat as the gun went. I ended up going over the line good 5 seconds after everybody. So it was a bit of a catch up.
So you just got real nasty lag, just one of those. I've had a couple of those recently. It keeps happening right when I'm on the finish line as well. It's incredibly I've kind of they've not been important races, so I've not really kind of freaked out or anything. But Sanang, yes, hello Sanang. I see the chat there. Hello mate, nice to see you in the chat. Finally, someone's written something in the chat. Hello viewers, it's nice to see that I've got a little crowd following us this evening here and having a good stream so far and a good regatta so far. And now it's one of my favourite boats. It is time for Laser Business, 49er Business. I can just see. I'm just watching my stream on the screen here and see it's jabbering back and forth. Have either of you got the stream up in front of you? By any chance?
No, I don't.
No.
On mobile So
No, you won't. No, it seems to be okay again now. I can see it in front of me here. Probably what it needs is actually just a refresh. I can just do that. Anyway, I'm going to focus because I believe that the stream is working fine. If anybody can see then... right, coming in 16, 15 seconds. Cluster of boats here. Who's got penalties there? Demoose. Oh, mate, you've still got time. Just stay cool. The Stipper Coach took a penalty there as well. Cavan's got a penalty there as well. Is anybody going to try a port start? No, nobody's going for a port start. There is more flashing lights. It's a red mist on the start with these short start lines. Cavan, Bradley, Tangi, Demoose, all copping penalties there. Still 8 seconds after the line. There's still a ton of red marks. This is all... Sorry to say it, VRI's fault. It's not cool, it's not clever, it's not good. We need to sort this out because we can't start races like that. That's not how to start a race. Anyway, it started now, let's focus on it. Cavan's right at the back again, oh dear mate, sorry to see that. And Demoose, also, you didn't do very well out of that either, did you?
No, instead of pressing VMG, I attacked into the whole fleet.
No, mate. Sorry to see that. Let's focus.
I didn't want to disappoint anyone.
No, nobody was disappointed,
if
mate.
I have to start first, everyone is going to shit themselves.
Yeah. Demise, you've got a bullet tonight. I'm going to keep blowing smoke up your ass in the hope that at some point it inflates you enough that you actually kind of manage to achieve it. So, yeah, I know that you've got it because I've seen you do it. You can do it. You do. I know. You're gonna nail it. And Cavan, I know that you're going to get back in it as well. But for now, Stipper Coach and Havok are kind of neck and neck here. They got a bit of separation, and then it's the Mug once again holding a solid position in third place. Demoose is back in fourth. Renicido and Tangi kind of dicing back in sixth, and Miracle, the Ukrainian, is in eighth here. That's going to have an impact on the overall standings here because Havok in first place, he's in overall and in second in this race. That's going to do him, obviously going to do him a lot of good in the overall standings, and Miracle's going to need to pull something out of the bag. Something tells me that we'll see him like at least up in fourth or fifth before the end of this race. He's a great one at climbing back through the fleet, I've noticed in races so far. But in the meantime, Stipper Coach coming into the mark here. He's got decent space. He's going to be comfortable. He's going to be smiling. He's going to be liking this. He's going to feel that if he just keeps his elbows up, does the right things, the right times here, he's going to sail on and get a bullet. And in the meantime, Havok showed us how it's done there whilst I was jabbering. I missed it. I was watching, but I couldn't get over there in time to get the camera over. Right, it's spread a leg business. Everyone's trying to get their kites up. It's getting dicey. Havok's not got his kite up. He's got problems with the kite, but he's got it up now. That looked like maybe there was a crew issue there, but he's got it up there away. No! Oh, God, Renicido just got shut down by Havok there. That just couldn't really, I would have said that Renicido had mark room there. He really did. He came in with overlap. We'd have to look back, but it looked... Maybe he didn't, I don't know. But for now, the penalty's given. There's no point in crying over spilt milk, is there? Havok's into third place. He's charging away, and the Mug's in second, looking like he's actually going to pop one right on Stipper Coach. Go on, Aiden, son. Get in there, mate. I had a really good chat with Aiden this morning. We got into all sorts of discussions about America's Cup, about sailing in the real world, about life in New Zealand. We had a 2-hour stream almost, and it was match racing, so we had lots of time to talk, and we got into all sorts of stuff. So that's on YouTube. It's in the Twitch archive as well, but it's on my YouTube channel now, so go and check that out and show some love, show some comments. In the meantime, Stipper Coach hanging on to his lead here, but he's got the Mug right up his chuff. He's going to tack away. He's got dirty air there, and let's jump into the helicopter quickly here, jump up and see what we can see in the course. Not too much to pick. Looks like it's going right. Definitely going right on the left-hand side of the course. In fact, no, the whole course is going to go. There's a big righty coming through now, I think. Big righty all the way across the course here. And Stipper Coach is going to eat into it a bit here. He's going to take a big chunk of negative shift in order to get himself back. And in fact, how much is he going to take, though? Because the Mug is closing up on him. Tangi's not that far behind. He's playing as well. No, he's covering really now. The boats are all on port. They're all out of phase, but they're all just kind of sitting on each other. Whole fleet sailing on port up onto the right-hand side into the phase and into the pressure. They're going to attack soon, and then they'll be in a positive shift. And can't see too many lanes opening up between the top three boats here. They seem to have got things pretty tied up. And after that appalling start there, that I'm going to have to call it, because it was nothing other than a pure clusterfuck. It's really the only real way of describing what that start was. That's left my guest here in last place again, and he's not going to be liking this very much. It's not really your night tonight, is it, mate?
No, not at all. I'm trying to get into the other side of this shift a bit, see if I can pick up a couple before the windward mark.
Yeah.
I picked up a few back on the downwind, but Renicido hit me around the mark.
Oh, right.
Full speed from the opposite side and gave me a penalty around the mark, which was a bit annoying because I picked up 3 or 4 places.
Yeah. I know exactly how that feels when you're deep and you manage to claim a bit back, and then just a stupid penalty or something happens, and you're just right back at the back again. And you're just like it's just it's hard to keep your chin up, mate. But you're in a not a bad spot here. You can you catch the moose at least. He's not that far away. You can catch the moose. Come on, you can catch the moose from here. This is still there's room for plenty of sailing at the back of the fleet here. It's gonna get spicy, I reckon. Renecido, Cavan. So who's that? Brady's sailing off to the right there. He's looking for clear air. He's going to try and stay out of trouble. See if he can find a shift. Find a bit of. See if Lady Luck's going to send him a puff of wind that's going to carry him down and gain him a couple of places back. And in the middle of the fleet, it's Miracle and a Moose and Renacino, and Cavan's right behind him as well. He's really looking to get in the mix with it. And yeah, you can see though that the wind, the pressure is really not gonna. What am I looking for? Is the I've got complete brain sock. Here we go. The Moose is covering a Miracle. He's going for a roll. I reckon you've got him here, mate, because he's gonna try and luff you up any second now. Just stay cool. Just keep your nose up.
Sure, I'm just hanging in there.
No, he's giving you room. He's not. You
No,
could.
unless he's hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah, go on, go for it. No, he's been nice. He's giving it to you. Yes. Oh, that was really nice. Well done, Miracle.
If you heard that, thanks a lot, mate.
He probably is, because I think he does listen to the stream. So he's probably, although I think it's super delayed. Actually, what I'm watching here, and I don't know what's being broadcast, because what I'm seeing on the screen in front of me is about 10 seconds behind now. So, but all right, that was a good race. Another good race. Right, we've really got to get you guys in the mix in this next race here. And I hate to say it, it's the Laser. Again, not my favourite boat to commentate. I don't know, but it's what we're going to have. So I think last time there was a super short line. So we'll just have to hope that you guys are going to be able to get off a bit better. Talk us through your race there, Demoose. How was your start?
No, I think it was pretty decent. I got quite a few angry faces on the downwind. Maybe I was covering too soon. But, that doesn't put me off. I mean, how the hell do you race if you don't upset a few people, as long as you don't do anything stupid? It's racing for me anyway.
Exactly, mate, exactly. And I think that, people know that there's coverage now. People know that if they do anything kind of sort of super nasty, they're going to be called out for it. And, there's been some pretty public incidences of that happening, not mentioning any names of anybody who's kind of like streaming right now who might have got into trouble recently like that. But it could be enough to kind of put other people off from behaving in similar ways. Isn't it funny and ironic how things work out? That I should be saying this all this time later. Well, not all this time later. It's only really a month or so. Look at what's happened in the meantime. It's great to see how things can evolve and turn around. So I didn't see any reason for any angry faces there, but I can see that there are going to be some surprised faces here as I tell you that. Well, no surprises that Havuk is still in first place on 8 points, but Tangi's got himself up into second place there on 10 points. Slipper Coach is up into third. He's sailing consistently, but I think he took a bullet there, didn't he? A bullet in the starter. No, hang on, that was the 49er, wasn't it? That bullet's got him up into third place. He's doing well. Miracle's hovering mid-fleet. Aiden's hovering mid-fleet, despite seeing quite a bit of Aiden so far. He's not really making an impression on the overall leaderboard. Bradley, neither. He's just kind of having pretty consistent bad luck off the start line, I think, like as is Demoose and Cavan and Renecido. So it's just been a real question of getting off the line clean, and it's pretty obvious who has and who hasn't so far. Really, the results reflecting that. Really, the boats who aren't able to get off the start line really cleanly are just really getting shut out and not able to get back in, and that's why I think this glitch is not. It's pain in the ass, and it doesn't seem like it's everybody as well. That's not like who's setting races. There was somebody was saying the other day that they've been setting races and they've been getting fine start lines. So I don't know if it's just like VRI management doing it especially for us, but there doesn't seem to be a solution in sight at the moment. So we're just going to have to make the best of it and see who can get off the line. And hopefully we are going to get a good start line there. Have I still got you guys online there? I can hear things dropping in and out. Hello, is anybody there? Nobody's here now. Anybody there? Anybody there? Anybody there? Well, I've lost my co-hosts for the second, but we're right at the start of the race here. It is the laser, though, so I'm sure we're going to have plenty of time to work things out. Not too much of a red mist this time, and Cavan's got himself a good start finally, as has Demoose. Right, so that can't be coincidence. They've both got me out of their ears, and we've got good starts. I'm sure it doesn't help having to listen to me rabbiting on and trying to get off the start line cleanly. Have either of you rejoined yet? Connecting? Let me disconnect here and see if we can. See if I can. Hello, guys. No, I am not back in it. Am I actually streaming him? Still. I am still streaming. Just it seems like Aidan, nice to see you in the chat there. Seem to have lost my co-hosts for now. Discord chat is glitching out. So it's just me for the minute, and it's a good thing actually because they are neck and neck as well. Look at this: Demoose, Cavan, the Mug, Aidan Gordon are also there in the chat. Yo, good to see you, mate. Who I was chatting with just this morning. He's right in the mix here in every race this evening. He's throwing down. Good to see that it's raining in New Zealand, and that's actually enabled him to get out of work and come and race with us. Great to have you on board, mate, and nice to see you doing so well. The Moose is right in the mix here from representing South Africa with the cock on his sail, showing his place of birth, that being Portugal. The Moose is in first place here, and he's looking a little bit famous. I think we might see a slightly different story when he tacks back now. He's not going to get in front of Aidan. He has to duck behind him. Aidan gets in front of him, and Renecido's lurking around here looking mischievous, and Bradley jumps up onto the leaderboard as well and shows that he's right in the mix here, and the Moose is hanging on to first place. What was I saying just before? Like, anybody who's been following this stream, was I not just blowing smoke up his ass and saying you're going to get a bullet, mate? Here he goes, getting that bullet. We're sticking with the Moose here because he's still got a lot of work to do, but at the moment I like where he's looking, although it's going to be tight as he comes back into the mark. The Mug is right, Aidan. That is a nickname of Aidan's. He told us there this morning. That's when he started sailing in the real world. His nickname was the Mug, and he's stuck with that, and he's sailing under that name tonight. And I think that it's going to be a really close one because the Moose is going to come into mark with starboard rights, but the Mug is going to come in, definitely going to be able to get his nose in the gap there. And I tell you what, looking at this, he's going to be clean round. He's going to be into first place by a significant margin. And in fact, Cavan had to do a big duck under the Moose there, who's sailing into a decent second place. And Renecido takes a penalty coming around the mark. In the meantime, Cavan's into third place. And my two co-hosts who have disappeared, jumping in and out of the chat, I can hear lots of blah, 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 blah. Are either of you there at the moment? Hello, guys. Are either of you there at the moment? No, neither of my guests are there. I've lost them both. I've got lots of blah, 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 blah noise, which is really annoying. And I'm going to try and switch that off. Right. And we'll try and come back to this in a minute. Let's try and call Demoose on here. No. Aha. No, he doesn't want to talk to me right now, and I'll tell you what, I don't blame him because he's got Cavan right up his chuff here, and no, he's not going to cover him, or is he? Is he? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? He's in a position where he could attack the Moose here and make life very difficult, and they've still got a long way to go to this mark. And I think that what Cavan's doing here is he's just timing his attack, really. I think he's going to lull the Moose into a false sense of security. No, he's not attacking, is he? He's being nice. He's being nice, and he's not attacking, and he's going to let the Moose sail into the mark with a bit of separation between him and Aidan, and Cavan is coming in behind him, and he's a bit of a gap between them, and then Bradley's right behind him. It's going to be close between Bradley and Tangi, though. Going to be interesting to see how... Oh, the Moose, what have you done, mate? Oh, he's just sailed into the back of Cavan, and done a bit of a schoolboy error there. He's going to be ruining that. He's going to be ruining it. He's going to be spewing blood, spitting spitting feathers even. He won't be happy, in short, I think is what I'm trying to say. Cavan is going to be laughing a little bit, I imagine. I'm sure he's desperately sorry for the Moose. And do you know what? There's still very little to choose between them here. I wish I had them in chat. This would be priceless now. I've got them both racing together, neck and neck, battling it out for second and third in this star race, this fourth race in this VRISC VRISC Regatta. The Moose tacks back onto starboard, and he's coming for Cavan, but I reckon Cavan's going to cross quite easily, quite comfortably. Is he going to slap a lee bow? Oh, it's tight, just across. there. It's neck and neck business between these two. There's no quarter given on this upwind there. I'll tell you what, that was about as close as it gets. You could have got a Rizzler between them, and I'll tell you what, it's not finished yet. There's going to be more action to come. It's going to get tight because, you know, on this downwind here, there's really, well, is Cavan going to attack on this downwind, or is he going to be a gentleman? I mean, it's like, surely, are we here to box, or are we here to race, or are we here to slap each other's backs? Let's see, as they get close and intimate once again, but this time the Moose sails cleanly over, and he's going to like that, because as Cavan tacks now, he's got, wow, the mug is spitting dirt all over both the Moose and Cavan. Neither of them are going to like that. Neither of them are really getting the worst of it, but they are both definitely picking it up, and it's not going to make life easy for them. So, yeah, that's going to be a difficult one. So, for the minute, the mug is sailing off. The Moose comes back. Cavan has to duck underneath just a little bit, but it's looking like he's got himself a decent lane up to the mark now, and the Moose has to tack once more. Coming in now up to the top here, and it's gonna get tight on the lay line, I can tell you. Like, the Moose is gonna have room to tack in here. Cavan gets himself onto lay. The Moose has got his work cut out here to do this cleanly, and I tell you, actually, it's Cavan from Northern Ireland has sailed the best of the shifts there. He's read those moves. He's come out tactically on top there in that game of chess that is laser sailing. It's laser fleet sailing. He's really shown who was the boss there, and yeah, the Moose just kind of left out the back there a bit, and Tangi is going to get right on top of Cavan, and I don't expect the Frenchman to really show Cavan any mercy whatsoever, but they split. De Moose comes right. I mean, there was no real intent there on De Moose's part, and well, he's going to be thinking, what do I do now? Because he's going to know that he's going to get dirty faces if he doesn't attack. If he attacks, and it sort of seems as though that's not right, like quite the done thing these days, though, which is kind of, I don't know, yeah, I guess it just, because otherwise there's too much of a temptation for piracy, isn't it? And, I don't know, mate. Hey, Farley, good to see you in the chat, mate. Thanks for joining us there. So Lang, yeah, sorry, mate, we did discuss you coming in the voice chat, and I said not this week. I said we'll do it soon. I do have 2 people on the chat already, although I've lost them, and that's going to be it for now. So we'll do it soon, mate. For now, the mug sailing away, first place, but it's all about ACF, Tangi, and De Moose as these 3 boats. The gloves are off now. They're well and truly off. Cavan does a big luff up there to defend his second place. He's got himself into a horrible mess here with De Moose, and Tangi is just running away there. He's running away while De Moose and Cavan battle it out. He's going to get second. There's no doubt about that now. That's done and dusted. It's all about De Moose and Cavan. As we come to the line, it's going to be Cavan, and De Moose takes a penalty. Cavan couldn't avoid giving him that, really. Oh, wow. But it was just Tangi who really came out the best of that, and that's just an absolute lesson learned there, that staying out of trouble is the way to win races. Bradley Rage disconnected, did he? Oh, don't blame him. It's a slow boat. Nobody wants to be at the back, and we've all been having problems off the start lines. If he got a bad start, then I don't be surprised if he did a disconnect. I don't blame him at all, because it's been these toothpick starts make life difficult for everybody. Hello, Farley, mate. It's nice to see you there. Why aren't you racing? Eh? That's the question, isn't it? I mean, we know why you're not racing, but you should be here racing. Although it's actually nice because it gives everyone else a chance, doesn't it? Hello. Who have we got calling? Here, De Moose, finally. And you're back. Are you back? It says connecting. Are you there? Oh dear, Discord voice calls seem to be playing the proverbial funny buggers this evening, and I've lost my guests, which is deeply annoying, because I was enjoying having them both on the stream, but it does seem like it's just me for now. Let me try calling Cavan in a voice call private on here and see if that works. Hello, mate. No, I can't hear you either. Voice connected. Are you there, Cavan?
Yeah, I'm there.
Finally, I've got one of you back. I didn't lose the stream or anything, but I lost you both there. And you both had an absolutely epic battle. That was like, what a race, mate. You got back in the mix there, didn't you?
Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for De Moose when I killed him on the line at the end. It was him
but it was nice though, because you guys were kind of like respectful all the way around until like the sort of final bits of the line there, where it was like, right, the gloves were off, and it was so clear. You did this massive swerve across the course, and Tangi just ran away with it, didn't he? Stayed out of trouble and ran away with it.
Yeah, I thought I was going to collect Tangi with De Moose and get both of them. But Tangi was quite smart and stayed on the left-hand side.
He did, didn't he?
I didn't think he'd get the speed to get me before the line, but he managed to just get enough speed to get us.
Yeah, he did. He just he really showed that staying out of trouble and staying out of the fights is the way to go, didn't he? Gave us a bit of a lesson there. But that was so good to see you and Demoose having such a good race all the way around there. And it was just ironic that you've just had you in the chat there all those races, and you're at the back, and then you're at the front, and I lose you in the chat. But got you back now. It's a fast boat. You like the F50, don't you?
Yeah, I do quite like the F50. As long as I can get over the start line, we'll see how it goes.
All right, mate. Well, you've got a decent enough size line, so I'll let you concentrate. Leave you to it for now. As we're into 55 seconds here, I'm going to do a quick jump up into the helicopter and spin around, see what I can see. And yeah, it's just going to be about staying clear and staying out of trouble on this start. Coming down to 38 seconds, 36, 35 seconds now, and everybody in the fleet is all right at the back of the box here. Lining themselves up with 27 seconds to go, and people are going to start thinking about letting go on the triggers now. Fingers are getting itchy. People are going to want to let go. And who's this? Somebody sailing off down there low, looking to get themselves into the bottom ley line. That's my favourite spot to start here. And we've got a Japanese boat up at the top here. We've got what I think I can see the Moose in the middle of the fleet here, and Havok and Kavan are all holding solid positions, and it looks like everybody's going to be clear. Everybody's safe, and Havok has got the best. Yeah, it's Havok, and he's got Kavan right underneath him here, and they're all going to be, Kavan, keep yourself clear here, mate. No, yes, no, fuck. That was a tight one. No, that's so hard one. Havok, in the meantime, is sailing off. Miracle's right behind him, though. He's not got too much of a lead. 84 metres is nothing in the F50. We'll see if he can hang on to it. See what they do as they all close on the mark here. Stipper Coach and Miracle are right neck and neck. And coming around the bottom of the mark, there's Tangi pushing too hard. Sails right into the back of Stipper Coach, who ducks underneath Miracle. Sails right up to the boundary. Throws in attack, and he's on to starboard. Okay, Havok got himself solid first place now. And I tell you what, I reckon he has got pretty big elbows, and he's going to be able to hang on to this. Kavan is back in 7th place with the Moose and the Mug, and it looks much the same fleet wise as the earlier races. Once again, that's a shame to see. Sorry, just refreshing my throat there. Havok in first place with a 60 metre lead over Miracle, heading up towards the left-hand side of the course, and he's right up to boundary now, and in fact Miracle's got a duck, Stipper Coach here, and it's going to get spicy here with Renacido. The guys are coming into the ley line, right onto the margins here, into the boundary, and it's dicey stuff in there. You never really know if the penalty is going to go which way, because of course it's supposed to be switched back, but penalties are confusing enough in VRI and are often wrong, and so having reversed penalties is asking for trouble in my book, and stay clear is my advice if you don't want to get a penalty in these courses. So Miracle comes back in a nice position there, and Renacido tried to get across there and he never had a lane. He was pushing his luck. I think he knew it, but it didn't work out for him because Miracle's got back into third. Stipper Coach round in 2nd place. Miracle's in 3rd place. He's going to like that because he's got himself a decent separation as well. I reckon the top 3 places pretty well decided now, but Cavan's done well, got himself back up into 4th place, and I am confidently predicting that he's going to do even better yet, and he's going to catch up and get himself a podium yet, and he's going to get back into the mix here. I didn't even check the leaderboard in between races there last time. I was trying to see where my guests were. I've managed to get Cavan back. You've got a quick word for us, Cavan?
Yeah, I picked up a couple of nice shifts that some people didn't quite get onto in time, and got a few places, and a couple of other people picked up some penalties up that beat, so yeah, it's not looking too bad.
No.
Yeah, another couple of nice shifts. I can probably put a few meters on Miracle and maybe just get him.
Yeah, okay, so here now is your opportunity coming into the upwind. This is where the passing lanes are in these fast foiling boats. Really, you very often, it's hard to find a passing lane downwind, I find, because really the wind shadow, that's the word that I was looking for earlier when I was stuttering for like 5 minutes. The wind shadow on these boats really doesn't really work like on the other boats at all. It's just not an effective weapon, and really it's on the upwind, it's all about picking the shifts because they're so fast that you can pick a shift and you can really sort of almost get micro shifts that can just buzz you up the course like no one's business, and leads can disintegrate. You can take chunks out of your opponents if you know where you're looking and you get things right, and I reckon that Cavan, if anyone, has got as good a shot as anybody at doing this, and fingers crossed that the man from Belfast, is it you're based?
Not quite, and Newton Ards on the Ards Peninsula.
Okay, right, no, not quite at all. I don't know where I got that from. Yeah, well, you're right back in the mix here, mate, and I think you've got your work cut out to catch Miracle there, haven't you? Although he could, I mean, not to wish him bad fortune here, but if he was to hit the mark, you know, I wasn't like casting Harry Potter spells on him there. I really wasn't. You know, I do that when I'm racing. Now that if I've got an opponent in front of me, I've been trying to practice my wand, like waving the wand, like hit the mark, you know. And every now and then it works, every now and then. But coming into the bottom spreader leg here, and Havok having a bit of a blinder this evening. He's on fire. The Turkish e-sailing legend is showing us how it's done with another bullet here tonight. Snipper Coach has done well, got himself a solid second place, which is going to be putting him in a good position overall in the regatta. And Miracle has got a solid third place here. ACF, after that horrible start there, has shown how the cream always rises to the top. And Renicido, another mixed bag. The Mug, not his time to shine in this boat. Tangi had a few bad decisions, a few bad penalties. Wasn't such a good race for him. To Moose finishing last will be. We'll have a few things to say about that. And I wonder if I can add friends here. Let's see if we can try and get him back now, because I just couldn't get him. Yeah, here we go now. Is that blinging him now? Let's see if he answers. Demoose.
Hey,
you're back.
You're on a lunch break.
No, I just lost you, and then I was calling you, and it was saying it was connected, but you weren't there. And Kavan was there as well, and I couldn't get him. But now I've got you both back. You guys had an epic race there, didn't you? I was shouting, mate. Talk us through it.
Well, I didn't want to be a bad boy. So I wasn't.
Why not? Be bad boy. It's more interesting for broadcasting.
I got the penalty in the end by Kevin.
You did. He was nice all the way round, wasn't he? He just.
Yeah, he was nice until it counted.
And I think he even delivered the fatal blow with a smile as well, wasn't it? It was a Sean Bond-esque.
I would be surprised if I didn't get it.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean, it was nice sailing all the way around, but it had to be decided.
It was also very subtle.
It was. I mean, it was subtly.
He gave me a fair enough warning.
He did.
To move out.
He did.
Maybe you want to. No. He's a little bit ahead, so he might just leave it be.
All right. Well, the good news is that we've got a bit of a bigger start line here. Look at that. I mean, that's a respectable one, and being a more manoeuvrable boat, I don't know if it's easier to start in this boat or it's easier to start in a slow boat, but it is NACRA business. It is going to be a foiling start. The guys are going to be looking to get off clear, and yeah. Oh, we haven't been doing any predictions so far tonight, and in fact, I need to focus. I want to jump over and have a look at the overall leaderboard here. Let's give it an update here, because after that F50, Khan is still in first place with 9 points overall. He's dropping a fifth, which is a pretty strong performance so far here. Tangi in second, Snipper Coach third, Aiden fourth, Miracle fifth. Cabin still not getting in the mix too much with that bad result there. He's in sixth. The Moose in seventh. Renicido is right at the back in eighth, and Bradley doesn't seem to be taking part anymore, sitting back in ninth. No, he's not here in the
prediction?
Please do.
I think Bradley will not be in the medals race tonight.
I don't think he's in this race. Yeah, no, I think he's. I think Bradley has left the building. As we might say.
To some sort of a prize award evening. Maybe he's won something.
Maybe he's won something, or maybe he's just thrown his toys out. I don't know, but he's not here, and you guys both are. And we've got 30 seconds to go. Coming into the start here, the Moose, you know what? You've got someone coming right up your chuff here, mate, and it's that boat, Miracle. You're watching him, you've got him, okay, well, Kavan's just above you here. He's going to look to try and squeeze between you and the boat. Tangi's ducking underneath here, and he's trying to get his nose in front of Miracle. He's done well. Someone's coming in when you're looking for a penalty start. It's Renicido, and in fact, Kavan's looking for one of those as well. They're both going for port starts here. Are those going to work out for them? The Mug starts really nicely off the pin there. He got the best of the pin, and Havuk also has gone off to the right, and Kavan went that way. He's working out for him, though. He's tacked back now into the middle of the course. He's going to be looking for this left shift, which is coming down, so he's taking negative shift right now as he sails up towards the left-hand side of the course, waiting for this left shift, which is coming down, and when he tacks back now, he's going to be into that, and he's going to be looking good. But Miracle, in the meantime, has headed further out to the left. He's got himself into more pressure now, but the shift socks are looking confused. They are flapping around like a pair of old trousers in the wind, and it's hard to read them. I wouldn't like to say what they're doing here. Miracle's across Renicido there, but he's not going to cross Cavan, actually, who's got a decent lead on him and is looking in a very nice spot here. He's got himself back in the mix, finally. Well done, mate. Had yourself a better start there.
Yeah.
Okay, and
ended up stuck in the committee vote, so I got a nice one on my own.
Right. You're looking pretty good here. I don't know if you're gonna. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Coming, charging across the course here, flying in front of you here. But Demoose coming in second place. It's fan favourite from South Africa with a cock on his sail, looking in a strong position here. He's in. He's swinging back of the leaderboards, lying to us. No, he was looking famous there. And in fact, Kavan, Tangi, Havuk. It's Havuk and Tangi as they tack onto the left-hand lay line, and coming around the mark, it's Havuk. He's on fire tonight. Untouchable, some might say. Tangi also in these later races is looking like he's really showing good form, good consistency, and this is going to do him a lot of good in the regatta standings overall. The Mug's really having a good regatta as well, and going to do well in this race. He's getting himself in the mix. And Demoose, you're in 4th place there, mate. How's you having a good race?
Yeah, I managed to go against the grain and it paid out.
All right. Well, you've got yourself. Well, it's mid-fleet, but it's a mid-fleet with a promising outlook. I just said.
It's 50%. It's yes or no.
You can get back in this mix here because the Mug is gonna. Well, he was gonna. I thought he might give Tangi some grief there, but he's not electing to now. As though they come into the market, it's going to get tight. They're not splitting. The Mug follows Tangi around this bottom up and goes immediate attack. He's going to go up to the right, see if he can find a favourable shift. There, no, doesn't go too far, and instead tacks right on Demoose, who's not going to like that at all. But he's the one who's fond of saying that's racing. Is that not true, mate?
That's so true.
That's so true. So true,
I just
mate.
wish Shirley was here to see me in 4th place.
Well, it's probably not such a bad thing that Shirley's not watching this evening. She's tucked up in bed having her frilly knickers are in the wash and she's getting her beauty sleep. And don't worry about it.
As long as it's not with Farley.
No. She's that was a passing thing. I think it's whoever's the man at the moment, mate. Like if she was here commentating tonight, she'd be all over her book. She'd be like, oh, he's quite a good-looking chap at work as well, isn't he? I've seen photos of him. He's a bit of a looker. I reckon Shirley, there's future stuff because she's a bit of a game girl. She likes whoever's winning, mate. That's who she's got eyes for. So it's not going to be you tonight, unfortunately. Either of you at this rate, because at the moment it's Havoc who's in 1st place, and he's going to come around the top mark for the 2nd time with a decent lead here in this NACRA 17 race. It's race 6, I believe, of our VRISC Club Racing Regatta here tonight, and it's thrills and spills all the way to the end, no doubt. Alright then, so as we come into this final downwind, Havoc actually is not clear here, and Tangi is going to get with him. He's got his knife out, it's flashing, it's looking sharp, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, he's not going to get him from there. So let's jump back further into the fleet and see where the action is, because it's right between Demoose, who is sitting right on Cavan here, and in fact there's no love lost here, no love lost whatsoever. He drives away, and instead has a go. There was action packed here as Miracle just goes for Demoose. I don't blame you, Demoose. You're blatantly just going around and dumping bad air on anyone who'll take it, won't you? And really, you would have deserved that if you got it.
I thought that was the point.
Well,
how the hell is one supposed to get in front of the other boat?
By reading the shifts, and if you had windsocks, you'd be able to read the shifts. That's how one is supposed to do it. That's how Can Mesluka is in 1st place with a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 5th, which is dropping now a 1st. And with that bullet, that is his 2nd bullet tonight. Really he's been in fine form all the way through the regatta, but now here at the end of the regatta, he's really getting into 5th gear, 6th gear, whatever. I don't know what his top gear is, but I reckon that he's still not even in that yet, and I reckon we're not going to need to see it even in the medal race, are we? Do you guys reckon you qualified for the medal race? I hope so.
It's a long shot, but we down south are always hopeful.
Always. You have to be, don't you? I mean, how do you live with life if you don't?
And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy these smaller regattas, because I'm almost certain I could get a medal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the medal event is looking good for you both. I'm going to say that. Okay, so quick update on the regatta overall standings. Then going into this medal race, it's Can Mesluka in 1st place on just a minuscule 10 points after 6 races. That's an impressive score. Tangi's in 2nd, Aidan Gordon's in 3rd. Not much to pick between them. The battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is wide open. In fact, with Stipcoach in 4th, just on 17 points. Miracle just a little bit back in 5th. Cavan in 6th, on back a bit on 26 points. But there's going to be an interesting battle between Cavan and Demoose here. Cavan 26 points, Demoose 28. So who's going to come out on top between you two? There's going to be the battle for the back is going to rage. And I know I wouldn't like to make a prediction. Wouldn't want to make a prediction on that one.
I'm sure there's a mild steel medal available for us in the back.
There is. It's a matter of pride, I think, isn't it? Neither of you guys want to be at the back of that leaderboard, do you?
I'm going to take this gold. I'm backing myself.
You're backing yourself, okay. Cavan, who do you like for this medal race?
I'm back into the Moose as well. My performance has been terrible today.
I think you're actually going to nail a bullet, mate, in this race here tonight. I think this is going to be your one. So I'm going to go with you because I think I'd really like to see you. Because we know what you can do, mate. you won like a bunch of events just recently, didn't you? One of the World Cup events, Antigua Week, I seem to think, wasn't it? You won Antigua Week just recently. Yeah. So come on, mate. You know, we know that you can do the business. It's just going to be a question of getting off this line, and it's a bigger line again. Look at this. We've got ourselves a decent line, guys. All right, our prayers have been answered. Thank you, VRI. Got ourselves a decent start line here now. With 52 seconds coming into the start, we're going to jump up quickly into the helicopter and have a look and see that there's a big patch of pressure coming down the right-hand side. But I am seeing the windsocks saying left shift here. I like the look of the pin. I like the look of the pin here. I reckon the pin is biased. I'd be going.
Tell me,
pin.
Bobby, the socks are left.
I'm not telling you what the socks are doing. You need to get your own. Get your own helpers, mate. You're not gonna. You can't get with tactics from commentary. Come on, the Moose. Get with the program, man. You want to be at the other end.
There's a left shift.
There, I'm saying you want to be at the pin, mate. That's where I'd be right now. That's where. Who is this? There. That's where Stipper Coach is. That's where. Looks like Renasido is. That's where Aiden is. Where is Cavan? Where are you? You're right in the middle there, aren't you? You've gone mid. No, was that you? Right. It's Miracle heading to the right. The Moose right in the middle of the line, also heading right. In fact, everybody's tacked onto port. Cavan's right in the middle of the fleet here, and he's actually positioned himself here quite nicely to be able to just, because it's really going to be hard to decipher what these socks are doing. I mean, after all my training with Farley, I should really be starting to have some idea. And I tell you what, I am certainly, that's all I'm watching now when I'm in my own races. I'm just watching those socks, and I'm already seeing it quite a boost in how I'm sailing. I'm getting a lot right. Demoose goes for it. Cavan's ducks, and in fact is a whole host of ducks, is a fleet of ducks, a swarm of ducks, in fact. And Renasir, the nerd tried to cross him, and it was never going to be. Demoose asserted his starboard authority there, sailed on through him and said, no mate, and he's got himself into the lead here. So his own pick, Demoose has picked himself for a first place here, and he's looking famous right now. But I tell you what, he's not crossing Havok, he's not crossing Miracle, and he's not crossing Tangi either. What are you going to do here? Lee Bao, yeah, you got him, you spat him then, that's nice. He's still in the mix here, Demoose. Cavan's still in the mix. Nobody's really pulling away here. The fleet are staying close. No real separation at the moment, but Miracle's looking good in the middle of the fleet here. He's just staying middle all the way up here, and it really just sort of, he's just keeping his options open on the shift. You can see looking up at the mini-map here, that the shifts are really hard to decipher here. You've got left shift on the right and right shift on the left, and oh my god, if it doesn't confuse me enough, when they're all pointing the same way, I'm certainly confused now. But it looks to me like Miracle Cavan has got himself up into second place here, and as there he crosses, and I'm going to jump on board with him now, as, I'll tell you what, he could have got this bullet that I've gone and predicted. Is he going to get across Miracle? It's tight, let's jump down. Oh, no, he's not. Miracle's across, and he knows it. He tacks early, puts a Lee Bao on Tangi, and spits him off again. Miracle's going to get himself onto ley line first. I'm going to get around the mark first, but I tell you what, Cavan's going to be right with him. Or will Havok squeeze around? He's up over the left ley line here, and he's coming down. The Moose is going to be right underneath him as well, and I'm predicting fireworks as we come into the top mark here for the final time in the medal race here in the VRISC Club Racing Regatta here. And that was smart sailing by everybody, but no, the Moose, he just couldn't complete the manoeuvre there. Oh, he's falling out of it. Oh, he's cursing. The Moose, what happened, mate?
I've got a Portuguese word for that. It's foda-se caralho.
And I don't think we need any translation for that. Enough said, I just said. In the meantime, Miracle's pulling away in first place, and Havok, event leader, is right with him, and he plants one right on him. There was absolutely no hesitation there from Havok, and neither would I expect it from him. I don't think he's going to show any quarter. He wants another bullet here in this medal race, wants to seal the deal. Cavani's all right though. He's keeping clear air, and he's going to get himself a podium here. He could even threaten Havok. It depends if Havok is just so focused on attacking Miracle that he's not watching from behind either. But you know what? He didn't come down in the last shower. Old Khan, you know, he's been around for a minute, and I reckon he'll be wise to most things that Cavan might throw at him. But Cavan's got a few tricks up his sleeve, in his bag. He's got some tools in his box that he might employ on this job, and I reckon that we'll be seeing from a little bit of him yet. So they split at the bottom mark, and there's not a hell of a lot to pick between Miracle and Havok there, and didn't actually get to see what the bias was on there, but I said that Havok has actually pulled in a bit on Miracle here. He's really quite gained on Miracle. There's not a hell of a lot to pick between the guys here. Havok Miracle neck and neck business in this second upwind in this J70 race here Final medal race, and it's fireworks, it's action all the way. Look at this. Slipper Coach and Renicido getting into a bit of fisticuffs back mid-fleet, and the battle for the back. Well, in fact, the battle for the back is looking quite interesting, because at the moment, the two battlers for the back are not far apart. Cavan and Demoose are, in fact, just metres apart here. It's the battle for the back. It's raging here in this medal race. Going to be interesting to see how it works out, because Demoose is right with Cavan, and unfortunately, I don't think Cavan's going to be able to give Havok too much trouble. And I do think that Havok is going to be in a position to really get quite in Miracle's face. So there's plenty of sailing still to come here in this final race, and tell you what, predictions, whatever, I wouldn't like to call it right now, because the battle for the back is going to rage between Cavan and Demoose in this final downwind, and the battle for first and second between Miracle and Havok. Although I would have said that the regatta overall is now tied up, I'd have said that it's going to be an exciting race between these two. Whatever, I'd like to see. I reckon Havok. I do. I reckon he's got more experience than Miracle. I mean, Miracle might be a Ukrainian national champion, but you know, Havok is someone who's been racing in the VRI circuit now for a long time. He was, I think, 2018 finalist, and did he make 2019? I think he made 2019. He's been finalist both times, hasn't he? I mean, he's part of furniture. He's a legend in the scene, and you know, he's a great ambassador for the sport as well. And I would really like to see him at least getting right in Miracle's face here and giving him a hard time. And I reckon that's what we're going to see. Right, let's see if I can get the camera to actually follow them. And yeah, well, Miracle's got a bit of a lead. The wind seems to have quite bottomed out on them. Khan's really going for height for the kite. Is it going to work out for him? He's got it up early, and he's actually got really good acceleration now, coming down to the mark where Miracle's mark rounding wasn't that slick, wasn't that smart, didn't get away with too much speed. But I tell you what, we've got some separation here now. Well, it's hard to say after this last J70 regatta. You know, I think they've been messing around with the coding in the wind shadows, and it seems like it's quite possible to pull boats in from quite far away now. And what's the distance? 42 metres is nothing in a J70 at the moment. With the disturbance that the wind shadows casting off, I think that we're going to see two independent battles here. Then we're going to see a battle for the back between ACF Cavan, who's here with us in chat, and Demoose, our fan favourite from South Africa. Demoose tacks right on him, as I would expect him. Finally gets his jibe timed just right, and he's got a stranglehold on Cavan now. Cavan takes a bit of dirt from him, but Slipper Coach is going to come in and rain on Demoose's parade here. He's going to piss in his pool, and it's not going to be good news, because it's going to make it very difficult. Right, type like now, yeah, got it. He's got it. In the meantime, it's Miracle sailing away. There's nothing that Havok can do now. The battle for the back in the meantime, though, is going to rage. Cavan, no, it's not. In fact, Demoose has got his work cut out just defending against Slipper Coach, and as I've said on many occasions, you cannot attack for a lead change if you are defending from behind, or if you're not defending from behind, you just end up losing places. And Cavan's done well. He's saved himself. What was that? Third place there. Finally in the medal race. That could do the business, and I think it's certainly going to mean that he's.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, everybody. That's good racing. Well done, Cavan, mate. You kind of showed us a bit of business there, didn't you?
I'm so glad I didn't put my money on me.
I tell you what, mate.
It was a nice finish.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think I would have been more on top of you if it wasn't for Stoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
You fell right into my trap and jibed straight on the dive. Just where I wanted you.
That's what they do. That's what it was. It was Farley who said it. He was like, you know, you've got to be using your opponents against each other. You know, you've got to time it. It's a pro tip. It's that thinking sort of 2 or 3 moves ahead, isn't it? It's just sort of lining things up to make sure that you just don't end up getting the shit. And all right, final results are in for tonight, and no surprises then to see Havok Kamazluka taking first place with a dominant showing there tonight. A third, a second, a third. He drops a fifth in the laser, 2 bullets in the F50 and the Nacra, and a second in the J70, and that's a pretty dominant performance from him. Miracle event organiser has done really well as well. He's been consistent throughout. He's had a second, a third, a sixth. He's dropped a seventh, third, seventh, and a first there in that medal race. Really shone through, and he's got himself a solid second place. Slipper Coach, third place, had a mixed bag, 27 points there. Really, you know, I think he'll feel like he could have done better, because many times we saw him solidly in good positions there and didn't really get as many results as he would have liked. So just great to see him here competing with us tonight. Great that it was raining in New Zealand and Aidan Gordon was able to make it, join us, get himself a fourth place, and I will be seeing him on Wednesday morning. That's going to be 9 o'clock.
It's always raining in New Zealand.
It's always, that's just like in the UK. 8 o'clock UTC on Wednesday morning is going to be the New Zealand Club Racing, and you won't be able to join unless you're a member of their club, but you will be able to join me on my stream, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fleet racing. It's going to be following the standard Pacific Rim format. That's going to be exciting stuff, so watch out for that coming on Wednesday morning. And the battle for the back has ended up that Cavan, you ended up on 32 points and Moose 36 points. What do you guys make of that?
It's a reflection of our racing.
Yeah, it was not a good night. I thought actually that third place in the middle race might pick me up another few places to bump up a couple there, but it wasn't quite enough. I hadn't done the numbers.
No, well, what it actually ended up, Aidan was on 30 points, Tandy was on 30 points, and you ended up on 32 points. So it could have almost, there wasn't, in fact, Stipper Coach was only on 27. So you're only 5 points off Stipper Coach, I mean, it did end up close in the middle there, but close, but unfortunately not a cigar for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been pestering you for a while. It's going to be the next Blue event that I'm going to be pestering you again, next e-sailing World Cup event, which unfortunately seems